Deliveries of groceries and other products have never been more important or more in demand, but that is putting a major strain on companies that provide the service. This week, Don Daler visited a fulfillment center for online wholesaler Boxed to see how they keep the packages moving.
Inside this massive warehouse 30 minutes outside of New York City, everyday essentials that have been so hard to come by sit in stacks as far as the eye can see. Employees on forklifts do their best to get them out the door and into delivery trucks. But even for a wholesaler used to selling in bulk, it's anything but business as usual. Xie Huang, the co-founder and CEO of Boxed, says there's a kink in the supply chain.
This doesn't much look like a shortage to me.
Yeah, so the supply chain and kind of how folks are supplying us is really what needs to be tweaked. We're just basically putting it down, putting it on the ground because it's going out so quickly at this moment.
Boxed has been described as the Costco for millennials. It offers big boxes of items, food, and household goods without a subscription for sale solely through its app and website. In a world where people are being asked to stay home, and when goods are in scarce supply, wholesalers like Boxed have become lifelines to millions of Americans. Huang says Boxed customers typically receive shipments in 2 days or less. But an extreme spike in demand about 3 weeks ago has put them in a hole they're just now digging out of. We found some items, such as toilet paper, are still moving extremely slowly from warehouse to house.
That 2-week stock up, it's really starting to affect how fast we move stuff.
Why is it so hard to get your hands on enough toilet paper to satisfy the demand?
It's been even challenging for us to keep all those items in stock. And so, between toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and wipes, I get text messages from friends and family that I haven't talked to in years that suddenly text me, and I feel like I've become the most popular person in my high school about 20 years too late, just like, I haven't talked to you in like 20 years, but you have toilet paper. The supply chain of America is great, robust, but something that's so great and so robust can't kind of turn on a dime.
They can only fill up and put so many trucks on the road, right?
Exactly.
For companies like Boxed, it's the best of times and the worst of times. An enormous increase in customers and brand recognition during a global deadly crisis. Marshall Cohen is retail analyst for NPD.
Consumers are going to get used to and actually like some of the components that come out of necessity for shopping in this, homebound environment. The ability to be able to service the guests during times of real challenged environment, that really creates a long list of loyalty.
No one, especially not Xie Huang, could have predicted this moment. He grew up just 20 miles down the road in Edison, New Jersey. He started Boxed 7 years ago, shipping inventory out of his parents' 2-car garage. The privately held company now has annual revenues of $100 million. The quintessential American success story.
And from just very humble beginnings in a garage to now a fully automated facility with professionals all around the country joining us, it's been quite a interesting and humbling ride.
In addition to this 250,000 square foot warehouse in Union, New Jersey, Boxed also has 2 other fulfillment centers, one in Dallas and one in Vegas. In order to keep up with demand, they've added new staff members and a 3rd shift in order to keep workers more separated.
Part of the increased demand is coming from municipalities. On the day we visited, officials from Huang's hometown, Edison, picked up provisions for its emergency management employees.
We have people up in the office now trying to procure a few different vendors and stuff, and a lot of them, they can't give us a date.
Pretty nice having a neighbor that has a lot of toilet paper, isn't it?
So it's good to have this in our backyard, and I even told a lot of other towns, you need something, go through Boxed. They were able to pull through in this time.
Going the extra mile for people, as it were, including its employees, is part of the Boxed philosophy.
How's it going, man? Doing all right? Yeah. I'd come shake your hand, but 6 feet away,
In response to the virus, a large bottle of hand sanitizer sits on every flat surface. Huang estimates automation requires about 20% less human touches of each order.
Things like this, originally designed for efficiency, maybe perhaps more for safety these days.
But beyond the immediate concerns, the company has become known for its generous benefits for full-time employees, from paid sick leave to considerable financial support for weddings and college.
I grew up in a working class family where my mom worked a minimum wage part-time job. And so with a lot of our policies, I think about what type of policies would I have set if I was my mom, setting her own rules. Of course, I'm the CEO, but if I didn't come to work the next day, this business still chugs along. But if the folks in the front line here don't come to work the next day, then we're nothing without them. And kind of living that has been our ethos.
The term supply chain implies a connection from the makers to the distributors to the person in need. Huang believes every link along the way, including theirs, is crucial.
It's a business, but do you also feel like, in a way, that this is a public service?
Now it is. We didn't sign up for that. We signed up to be kind of employees in sending food to people's homes around the country. We get from folks emailing us saying, hey, I physically can't leave the home. I'm immunocompromised. My kids are immunocompromised. I'm with an elderly family member. And the service that you guys are providing us is a critical part of how I can stay healthy. And for us, we share those messages with folks here, and people realize that, we've all got to step up in this time.
For CBS's Morning Saturday, Don Daler, Union, New Jersey.